Hey there guys, my name's Jacob Jabut, and last year I started my very own business in hopes of one day reaching financial freedom. I have learned a ton since I started, and I wanted to create this channel as a way to share with you guys what I've learned, but also follow me along my journey. On the road to financial freedom. I actually got 2 calls today about doing some leaf cleanups. So I jumped on that and I went ahead, did some estimates for them, and I'm really liking this new formula because I was able to give them prices right on the spot and they both approved it. So tomorrow I'm going to be going and doing those leaf cleanups. They both approved them pretty quickly, so I'm almost wondering if I should up the price, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to, I'll wait tomorrow and do the work and see how long it takes me, and if I'm making the money that I want to make, then perfect, I'll keep it where I'm at. I mean, if everybody's accepting it, then I'll probably up it, but that's only 2 people so far. And there was actually that one guy that I did the estimate for who didn't accept it, so who knows. So I gotta get some more information or data, I guess, on whether I should increase the price or leave it where it's at. Yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow when I do a leaf cleanup. Alrighty, so I'm here at the first leaf cleanup. Most of it is in the backyard, but there's a little bit in the driveway, so I'm gonna start by blowing everything that's in the driveway right up towards the back. Should only be 1 pile I'm getting out here, and then it'll just be putting it in the truck. So let's get to it. So I just wrapped up that first job. Started at 8:30, got done at 9:30, so an hour. That's not including the time going to the dump. I mean, the time it would take to go to the dump would probably be about a half an hour. So it was a little bit windy too, so that made it a little bit difficult, and I was pretty picky. I definitely could have done it a little bit faster, but total time, hour and a half, we'll say, with the dump. Actually, with travel time, if that was at 2 hours, that'd be $75 in 2 hours, which is not great. I mean, the total job cost was $105, but I also have trucking and the dump fee. So when I go do this other job, I'll sit down and really think about it some more, but I think I'm just about right. I think I'm pretty much where I want to be, as far as I can tell right now. On to the second job here, which is actually a bigger lawn, but I have a feeling it might go faster. Okay, just finished up the other job. It is 11:15. So that took me definitely longer than the other one. I'm not sure what time I got here, but it's a good amount of time, longer. Another thing to note, well, I went back in there to give the customer my business card. I did that with the last customer too. That's definitely something I need to start doing. But they asked me if I picked up all the twig piles, which I said I did, and I thought I did, and then I walked around and there was actually 1 pile that I had missed. So something to note is definitely to make sure you do a final walk around just to be sure. I thought I had definitely picked all of them up, but accidents happen. But luckily I did that walk around just in case, and I found it. It wasn't even a big pile, it was easy to miss, but little things like that make a big difference, especially how the customer feels when they leave. Even that little pile, it's not that big of a deal, but for them to see that there, it's just not a good impression. And the other thing too to note, I kind of did a lot. I did like 1, 2, 3, probably like 5 or 6 different piles. Usually I only try and keep it like, I make really big piles and then, you know, just go back and forth with the tarp. This time I did smaller piles and, you know, picked them all up with the tarp load, so it was like 1 tarp load per pile. I think it's definitely better if you can to get less piles, because that way it's going to be harder for you to miss something. But in this case, the wind was kind of iffy today, and oh hey. Okay, so my dad and my sister actually just drove by with my niece, so I talked to them. But what I was saying is try and get smaller or fewer piles if you can, but in this case, the way the lawn was set up, it was better if I just did a couple of different piles than trying to blow some of them you know, like from the front yard into the backyard, the backyard into the front yard. I think it would have just wasted time with the wind and the way the beds were set up. I guess I'd have to really show you the circumstances to explain it better. But the other thing that I was gonna mention is there's a lot of twigs, which I might have to update my formula on because I don't really take that into account. The really, really small ones can be leaf blown a little bit, but for the most part, you just have to rake them. And if it's we did have a windstorm, so there's a lot more twigs than usual, but if they're in a really wide area, you just have to rake that whole area, which thankfully there was a couple twig piles, but there was nothing that was like too spread out. So it was pretty good. We'll go ahead and break down the numbers on this real quick. I just got to go to the landfill and yeah, see if I can adjust my formula. These guys definitely thought it was a great price, so either I'm right where I want to be or I'm too low. So yeah, let's see. And it's 11:40. I am at the landfill, about to dump the leaves, head back, and we'll get the total time for this job, both these jobs. Alrighty guys, I am back in my house. I'm gonna grab some lunch. It's 12:08, so the landfill took about 30 minutes to get there, unload, and drive back. Which really isn't that bad. But anyways, I just kind of ran over the numbers in my head. And the first job was $105 in total. Now, for both jobs, I added $30 for the landfill fee because I thought there'd only be one trip to the dump. So, taking the landfill fee out of that, the job total was $75. I'm going to go based on that. I'm not going to include the obviously the price for the landfill or the trucking price, blah blah blah. Anyways, that took me an hour, but if I were to have included, that was the only job I did and then I went to the dump, it'd be the $30. So with that, I was right at $50 an hour, right smack dab $50 an hour, which is good. I want to be above that a little bit if I can. Like I've said in previous videos, $50 to $100 an hour is where I want to be if I'm working by myself. Now I'm starting to realize something like a spring cleanup, it really doesn't take a lot of like equipment, like mowing or hedge trimming or even like pressure washing wood. So I kind of, I probably will be more towards that $50 an hour, which I'm fine to make. Obviously $50 an hour is great, especially for something like this. There's not a lot of overhead. So I think I'm where I want to be. I think my formula is pretty correct. It got me both of those jobs, and $50 an hour is good. Moving on to the second job, that took me 2.5 hours. I priced the job at $150. With the landfill fee, it went up to $180. Not counting the landfill fee again, I was making $60 an hour. So that was priced great. So both of these jobs, with them combined, I think it was like $55 an hour. But since I did them on the same day, I only had the one landfill fee and trucking. So I think it was, in total, I made $285. So it was $255 with the one landfill fee for both jobs today. So I ended up making, I think it was like $66 or $67 an hour for 4 hours today. So that's not bad. I think the formula, I think I have it down pretty good. Like I mentioned, I might have to tweak the difficulty to pick up with the sticks. But that's stuff that'll just come with time. I'll look at the job and I'll be able to factor that in. Alrighty, so I am back down on Miller Street, but I'm actually not here to do any more cleaning up. My dad right now is getting his truck realigned and some other things, so I have nothing to get this trailer out of here, which is what I was gonna do. But what I am doing is I'm getting some hand tools and I am going to shovel all of the stone into the driveway at Oak Street, which is where I was doing some repairs on one of my dad's apartments, and it's also where this trailer will be going once everything is loaded off of it. Yeah, I'm gonna get the tools and get to work. So you'll see the whoop-de-doos here in a second. You can see those big little valleys. You can see the truck move as it goes. Yeah. So these are all getting filled in. As you can see, dips down quite a bit. So I'm gonna start with this one here. Just shovel some stone in there, and yeah. Alrighty, so I just filled in all the divots. This could definitely use some more, but I mean, definitely flattened out a lot more, or at least the real deep parts are not bad. That would have been a lot easier, but I had to break up some pieces of concrete from the job I did pouring that sidewalk, and that was not fun, breaking that up. I'm not gonna lie. That was a lot of work. But other than that, this was really easy. It was just 1 ton. Alrighty, well, that's it for the video. I included the breakdown of prices for the fall cleanup in there. I've already done that a couple times in videos, so I didn't want to make that the whole video. I also just added in real quick the, well, me and my dad filling in those holes or divots down at Oak Street. And yeah, that's it for that video. As always, I will see you guys next week. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment. If there's anything you want to see more of, or something that you thought was cool or interesting, or something that I could do better, whatever it is, leave it down below, and subscribe if you guys are enjoying these videos and you want to stay up to date. Like I said, I release a video every week, so stay tuned for that, and thank you guys for watching.